Hello friends, in this video let us discuss how we can log logs from Web API to AWS CloudWatch. So for that first let us create a project in .NET Core, create a Web API project in .NET Core, and then we will implement the logging mechanism that will log our logs to the CloudWatch. So first of all let us create a new project. I'm opening Visual Studio. Let us click on create new project. And here I'm choosing this template to create the project AWS serverless application .NET Core, and let us give the name AWS CloudWatch. Click on create, and here it is asking to select the blueprint. Let us select this ASP.NET Core Web API, this one. Click on finish. It is creating a new project. It is taking some time. Yeah. In this we will add a controller with a simple method. After that we will install the NuGet package for that Swagger, so that we can test our API method. And after that we will install the required NuGet package for logging, and then we will configure to log these logs to our AWS CloudWatch. So first let me add a new controller. I'm adding an API controller. Let me give the name as account controller. This controller will have a simple method which will just return the account details. Let us add a new method, public JSON result. This is just a simple method with a try catch block. In this method, actually we need to implement logic to fetch the account details from database. For this demo, I am just hard coding the account details and just returning. And in the try block, if the account details are fetched successfully, we are returning 200 OK. If we get any exception, we are returning 500 internal server and an exception message. And this is just an HTTP GET method. So let us put HTTP GET. To test this method, we need to configure the Swagger. So for that, first let us install the NuGet package which is required to configure the Swagger. Right click, manage NuGet packages. Click on browse. We need to install this one, Swashbuckle ASP.NET Core. So this is the Swagger tools for documenting APIs built on ASP.NET Core. So let us install this NuGet package. After installing this, we need to add some code to the startup.cs class to configure this Swagger. It has installed. So let us go to the startup.cs. In this class, we have a method called configure services. So in this, we need to add services dot add swagger gen. And also in the configure method, we need to add some code to configure the Swagger. So let me add this required code. Let us format this properly. So now we have added the required code. This is our API. And now let us test our method. So to test this method, first let us build this solution. It has built successfully. I'm pressing Ctrl F5 to run this application. So to browse the Swagger, just click on slash and add and write Swagger. So this is our account method which we have developed. Click on get, try it out, click on execute. So see, it has written 200 and it has written the account details. Right, now we will implement logging. So to implement logging, we need to install the required NuGet package. So go to Solution Explorer, right click on the project and click on Manage NuGet packages. So here to implement logging, we need this one. Amazon.lambda.logging.asp netcore have so many NuGet packages. We can install any of them. ASP AWS.logger.asp netcore. This also we can install. So an AWS implementation of ASP.NET Core iLogger that records logging messages to Amazon CloudWatch logs. So this is the NuGet package which is required to log the iLogger logs to CloudWatch logs. So let us choose this and click on install. And here in the we have a GitHub project in which they have explained how to configure this logging. So if we click on that URL, AWS logging, this is in .NET. We have for .NET Core as well. See here ASP.NET Core logging. Click on this. So this is the NuGet package we need to install. ASP.NET Core introduced new logging framework. It has explained everything, and also they have provided web sample project in this repository. They demonstrated how to configure this provider. So just click on web sample. Here they have you can find the required code to configure the logging. So first let us install that NuGet package. Click on install and we will configure one by one. After installing this, we will go to that GitHub project. We'll go one by one, file by file. First, we'll open this program.cs. In this program.cs, we need to add this method dot configure logging, logging dot add AWS provider, and logging dot set minimum level. So this we need to add. So let us copy this, and here they have added to program.cs, but in our case we have a class called local entry point.cs. So open this one and just add our code here. Let us configure this properly. Here we got an error, that is because of adding the namespaces. We need to add the required namespace, that is microsoft.extensions.logging. So we have already that. Yeah, this is hosting this log. Now if you can see this error is gone. Click on save and go to our sample project, and the next thing is this one, app settings.json. Here they have added the required configuration for logging. So let us copy this one and paste it in our app settings.json file. This is the logging, so let us paste it over here. So here they are mentioning the region US East one, and the log group name. A log group with this name will be created. I'm going to my console Amazon. So log to go to CloudWatch, we can click on services and we can search for CloudWatch here. CloudWatch, okay. Just click on CloudWatch. I'm just showing where that log group will be created. So here we have log groups. Now we don't have any log groups Once we run this project, we will see a log group with this name ASP.NET Core.WebSample, and in this log group, our logging statements will be logged. So let us paste it, and after that we need to configure that logging. So to configure that logging, they have provided as an example here startup.cs. In this they have shown how to define that logger class and how to log. So they have done in this startup class, but we have created this controller values account controller, so we will implement in this. So first of all, we need to define a constructor. First of all, we need to define a private variable, private, see in this private ilogger startup. So as they have defined this logger in startup, but we are defining this in our account controller, so we need to give this class name, and we need to define a constructor. So ilogger, it is giving an exception, we need to add the namespace, the same namespace which we have added here. Just paste it over here. Now this error has gone, and we need to define a constructor, and in this constructor we need to pass this ilogger. Now underscore logger equal to logger. This is the concept of dependency injection. So the instance of this ilogger is created through this constructor through the process of dependency injection. Okay, now let us log some log statements here. Underscore logger dot log information entered into get account details method. Now here let us copy paste it. Account details fetched successfully. Right, in the exception, if we get any exception, underscore logger dot log error, just we will log that exception message, ex dot message. Error occurred in fetching account details, ex dot message. Right, we have entered some logging statements. Now we will test it. Before testing it, first of all we need to connect to the AWS environment. So for that, go to AWS Explorer. If you don't find it here, go to view. Here you can see the AWS Explorer. Here, AWS Explorer, click on it. To connect to the AWS Explorer, first of all, we should create a user in IAM. Once we create a user with programmatic access, we will get that access ID and access secret key. And also we can download this as a CSV file, and we can connect to the AWS environment using that access ID and access key. I have already done that step, so let me click on this one. The profile, let us give default. So importing from CSV. The CSV, as I told, we will get from IAM. If you have any doubts how to get that, I can show you. Just here, go to services, IAM. Just click on users. Just click on add user. test user. See, we need to check this one, access key, programmatic access. So when we check this, we will get an access key ID and access secret key. And also we can get that CSV file. We can download that. So once we download that CSV file, we can browse that CSV file and we can select that so that we don't need to enter this manually. So I'm just canceling that one. I have just shown how we can create a test user and generate this access key and access secret key. I'm clicking on cancel as I already downloaded that. Now go here and click on OK. So it will connect to our AWS account. So this, it is connected to our AWS account. And now let us run this so that it will log these log statements to the CloudWatch. And to which log group? The log group that we have configured here, right? Excuse me. So there is showing some error. Let me check this exception. Yeah, sorry. We need to concatenate this, right? Let us build it. Let's build successfully. Now I am running and we will check whether it has logged to the CloudWatch or not. Excuse me. Let us browse the Swagger. Click on account. Try it out. Execute. It is executed successfully. Now let us go to our CloudWatch logs. Click on log groups. See, it has created the log group ASP.NET Core.WebSample. Open that. This is the log stream. Open it and see we have the log statements we have entered into get account details method. Account details fetched successfully, right? And these are all the standard logs that come from Microsoft. If you want to avoid these logs, uh, we can go to that app settings.json file. Here Microsoft information. So because we are getting so many logs, we just want to have only our logs, not these many logs. So we can in the Microsoft we can provide error so that only the error statements will be logged here, not the information. I have changed it to error. System also let us change it to error so that we don't have these many logs. Now again, just delete this one. So go to our log groups. Let us delete this one. Again, let us run our application by pressing Ctrl F5. Browse the Swagger. Click on Get, try it out, execute. Now go to our CloudWatch, refresh it. Now see, we don't see those many statements. We only see the log statements that we have entered, right? So that we don't have any confusion. Also, we can filter our logs. For example, if we want to see only the logs successfully statements, for example, just I'm saying, we can go here. We had two log statements. Now I'm just filtering it. I'm showing how to filter. So you just need to click on view inside logs. So you can go to log groups. For example, in this log group, select view inside logs inside, and here this is the statement. Here we can filter out like pipe filter at the rate message like successfully. So if we run this, we will get only the logs. It is not showing. Let us check. Let us again go to the filter message like successfully. Log group must be selected. We have selected again. We go to CloudWatch, log groups. Open this one. Now view log insights. Filter at the rate message like it is not showing. Actually, it will fetch only. It will fetch that message. Let me check again. This message we have this right. So account details. Let us search with this word details. See details, we have here details and here we have details. So it is fetching the two logs, but I am not sure. It should also return this successfully this message. Let us try again here. Placing it, run query. Yeah, now you see. So we'll get this only the messages. So in this way we can filter the messages and we can execute like this query statements to our logs, right? Now let us check by deploying this application to AWS Lambda. So go to Solution Explorer. So to deploy the application in AWS Lambda, we need to create the stack. For that, let us give the stack name here in this S3 stack hyphen name, Lambda stack, and also bucket we need to choose S3 bucket. Let us check the buckets we have, what we have here in the S3. Let us choose this bucket. So now we are deploying our web API to AWS Lambda. So for that we need to provide these configurations, and also in the serverless.template all the required configuration is already we have this. So we can just leave all the default values and we can just right click publish to AWS Lambda. Once we click on this, it will create this is the CloudFormation stack. This serverless.template is nothing but a CloudFormation stack, the required code which is in JSON, and in this stack it will create it will upload our code to in .zip format to S3 bucket, and from there it will create Lambda function and API gateway. In that API gateway, will point to our AWS serverless Lambda function. So let us click on publish. Now our code is getting published to AWS Lambda. Let me pause for a while. Now it is completed. So it has deployed to AWS Lambda, and this is the URL, the configured URL. If we click on it, we can browse it. This is deployed from in AWS. I can also show that in AWS. So we have given the stack name, right? In this file, we have given the stack name as S3 stack name Lambda stack, right? Just copy it and search for that stack in the CloudFormation. I'm sorry. I'm extremely sorry. We don't. We should not search here. I'm sorry. We should go to CloudFormation. Yeah, here Lambda stack. So if you open this, if you click on resources, and you can see the serverless.template right here. From this template, all the required resources are created, and we can see those resources here. What are all created? AWS API gateway stage, and we need one role with permissions. This was created with the role with permissions, required permissions, and this is our Lambda function. If you open it, this is the role. I'm sorry, this is the role. Lambda function. Yeah, this is the Lambda function, ASP.NET Core function. I think, yeah, this one. This is the Lambda function. Just open it. So this is the function, and this is the function name. Now what happened is, if we log, it will not log to this bucket, to this log group. What I'm explaining is, we have in the app settings.json, we have created the log group, and we are expecting that all the logs should be returned to this log group in CloudWatch. But when we deploy this application to AWS Lambda, it will not log logs to this log group. It will log logs to the log group. It will create a log group with the name AWS. Let me tell you. AWS Lambda and this name. So it will create a log with this log group, and it will log our log statements in this. So I will show you. We have already browsed it. So let us go to CloudWatch first. We click on log groups. See, AWS Lambda, and this is our function name. And if we browse the code, so this is local. Yeah, this is deployed in AWS. So let us browse the Swagger. And let us execute our method get account details. Click on execute. Now we got the result. And if we check our CloudWatch, we can see the log statements, not in this group, but in this group, because this is running from AWS Lambda. So if we open it here, this is the log stream. And if you open this is the log statements. See, account details, entered account details successfully. And these are the logs that logged from AWS. And these are the logs, these two logs, which we have written information entered into account details method. Account details fetched successfully, right? Let us also implement the exception. Let us throw exception and we will check whether the errors are also getting logged successfully or not. So let us go to here. Let us throw manually, throw new exception, failed to connect to database. So it will go to the catch block and it should log this. So let us check that. I'm just publishing again to AWS Lambda. I'm just pausing for a while. It may take time. Now it has published it to AWS Lambda. It is complete. I just want to tell you one step, that is here I have given the S3 bucket this tag name wrong. So that's why it has created a bucket with its own name and it has copied that zip code to this bucket. Okay, now we have deployed this to AWS Lambda. Now what we are going to test, we are going to test that exception, right? So let us browse this. We have written the log statements with error, so we want to see that whether we got that logs or not. So let us browse Swagger, and also we should get that 500 internal server error now, as we have intentionally thrown that exception. So click on execute. See, now we have got this 500 and failed to connect to database. Now let us check if we got this in our logs or not. So open this log. So he error, right? Error occurred in fetching the account details. Failed to connect to database. So in this way, we can log to CloudWatch from our ASP.NET Core Web API. And also I want to show you one thing. We can use the concept of environment variables. So the advantage of using these environment variables is we don't need to deploy the code again and again if we change the environment variables. For example, let us go to our Lambda function. And this is our Lambda function. Here in the configuration, we have this environment variables. We can add environment variable and we can access this environment variable in our C#.NET code. I'm going to show you how we can do that. Let us click on edit. For example, let us click on variable with name email. So some xyz @ amazon.com. So if we add this email, we want to send if any exception come to this email. So let us click on save. We have added this email. So we can access this in our code. So let us go to our controller. We can access like here as shown above. Let me comment this exception. Environment variables we can access like email equal to environment dot get environment variable of our name. What is the name of our variable? Email. So let us check whether we got this email order or not by putting some logging statement. Email value from Lambda environment variable. The value is this one, email. So again, let me publish this and we will check whether we are able to fetch this value or not. Let me pause for a while as it will take time to publish. Now it has published successfully. So let us browse this and we will check whether we are able to access that environment variable or not. Now I have executed this method and let us go to our CloudWatch logs. Let us open this log stream and we will check. See, this is the email value and this is the email we have entered, right? So the advantage of using environment variable is, now if we want to again change this environment variable, let us go to configuration, environment variables. Let us refresh. I think we had in this window we have opened, so let me again refresh. So if we again change this value, we can, if we add another email with this pqrs at the rate of xyz.com. I have added another email, right? Now we have two emails. I'm clicking on save. If we do this, we don't need to again redeploy our code. We can just change this environment variable and again we can access this in our code without redeploying. So I will show you. I am not again just redeploying the code. I am again just browsing my method. Click on executing again. Now it has executed. Now let us check our CloudWatch logs and we should see that new value, right? So again, let us go to this log stream and let us click this latest log stream. Enter into account details. See, both values xyz and pqrs. So without again redeploying, we can we can change or modify our environment variables and we don't need to again redeploy. We can access in our code. This is the advantage of using environment variables in Lambda function. So in this video we have seen how we can watch our logs to AWS CloudWatch from our web API developed in .NET Core, and also we have seen how we can filter our logs from CloudWatch, and the third one is we have seen how we can access environment variables through our code and what is the advantage of environment variables, that is without redeploying the code we can change the environment variables and we can access it. Thank you friends, thank you so much.